Greetings everyone. In this video I will show you how to create your website using the free tool Wix. To begin, you need to visit www.wix.com to create your free account. Pause the video, and once you've created your account, we will continue. Once you're logged in, you will see your sites. Of course, you won't have any right now because you're just starting. To begin, you need to visit Templates. And this is where you'll find all the different templates that are available to you. So most of them will be free, some of them may have a cost. If they do have a cost, then you should not use that particular template. But as you search, when you find one, you can select View. When you select View, it will take you out to the website live on the internet. And this will give you a chance to see what it looks like when it's on the web. And you can select through the navigation as well. And if you think you want to use that particular template that you found, select the blue edit button, and this will take you inside the Wix editor. And it's important that you understand that this is HTML5 that's being used to code the website, because this means that it will be available on desktop computers, laptops, iPads, and any mobile device, versus Flash-based websites do not show up on mobile devices. So what we want to do first is to create our navigation, and our navigation will have 4 items. Our 4 items will be home, calendar, student, and parent. So to change that, select pages. And no matter what template you select, you'll see this menu on the left for all of them. And you'll be able to select pages just like this. And then you can change the names. Now you need a home page, so we don't need to change the home because most websites have either home or about, but home is already created, so you don't need to change that. Let's go to gallery and click on this blue gear for page settings, and then we'll just type the name of each page. And then we need to type it again in this section in lowercase. Select done, and you should see the change here as well as here. And we'll do 2 more. Now we only need 4, and there are 5 items in the navigation. So what we can do is select the last one and then go to delete. So if there's more than 4 on the template you choose, you can simply delete the extra part in your navigation. You can also add items, so if you wanted more than 4, you could, like I said, you could have kept that one, or you can add some by selecting add, and it'll let you add a new page. But you have the 4, so now let's close this and look at how we add content to our pages. So once you have your menu, you'll notice that we have all 4, and we're on the home page. You see that bar selected, and you also at the top see home selected here, so you know you're on the home page. The first thing you'll do is remove any content you don't need, and you can select, and I'm going to hold the shift key down, and then I can select everything here and delete it all at once. And now I have sort of a blank page. And remember, you need an image for your home page, and that image should be either a view in a professional looking background or setting, and that could just mean you may have a suit and tie. If you have a picture like that, that'll be good. If you have a business suit, that's good. Or if you have a casual business or a casual professional look, you can have that. And just think about what you would look like when you go to school, when you go into your job, and that's the sort of atmosphere your picture should demonstrate. Now if you are reticent about having your picture on the internet that way, then you can certainly use a different image, and that image should represent something about school. And if you can find something like that, that'll work as well if you don't want a personal image of yourself. But when you want to add an image, you want to go to this plus sign to choose add, and then there are different options here. So you'll come to this add option for a lot of different items. So this time we want an image, so you select image, and you can choose the first one or the second one, it won't matter. And next you'll see that there are images that you can upload. So it says My Images, and you upload images by going to Upload Images and then follow the directions there. And it should come from your desktop or your USB or wherever you have it stored. You'll be able to upload those images from there. And once they're uploaded, you'll be able to select them and put them on your site. You can also connect to your Facebook, Flickr, Instagram, or Picasa sites if you have any of those or all of those. You can connect Wix to those and pull images from those social media sites. Once you have an image, you need to select it, and in the bottom right, select Images or Add Images, and the image will come on your page. And once it's here, you notice that when the cursor toggles like this, you'll be able to click and drag to resize. And at this point, you just need to resize it to make it look the way it should look on your page. And I just happen to line it up with my navigation there. You don't have to do that. You can place this. You get to decide where to place this. The next thing we'll need is some text. And remember, you have a little bio to write up of yourself. So again, we go to Add, we choose Text and Paragraph, and then we'll drag this up to the right. So you see how when you have different multiple items on your page, there's a pink line that appears to show you that the items are even, and so you want to do that. So your text will go to the right of your image or to the left if you put your image on the right. However you want to do that, it'll be fine. You highlight this, start typing, and then this information will be typed in that little text box. And notice you have some tools up here to do some editing. You can also add links here if you needed to. For example, if you wanted to put your email, you could do that. You would just type the word that you want to represent a particular link, highlight that word, then select this link right here, and then we'll add whatever we want to add here. So if it's a document or page, we would choose those. If it were email, you would choose email. If it's web address, you just select it, type in the web address. And now it's set to open in a new window. So when I go to your website and click on a link that you have on your page, it should take me out to a new tab, and I could access whatever content you have me accessing through that. And then select OK, so we know it's linked. So as you're operating or editing each page, make sure that your content shows up only on that page. So when I select my picture, I want to go to Settings, and I just want to check at the bottom to see if it's going to be shown on all pages. If it is, I want to uncheck that because I may not want that on all pages, but if it's something like your navigation, you do want that on all pages. Same thing here. You may not want this particular text on all pages, so you just go to Settings, uncheck, and then you would close it, and now you had the beginnings of a website. You can always preview what you're doing as you are building your website, and I suggest that you save often, just in case power goes out or something like that. Now the first time you go to save, it is going to ask you to name your site, and you can name it whatever you like, and I'll just do something like Practice here. You should name it something more direct than that, and okay, it was saved. Now we haven't published it yet, which means you can't send anybody your link so that they can see your website, and we'll get to publishing in a few seconds. But for now, let's go to preview. And when I go to preview, now I'm actually on the web, and I can see what it will look like. I can see that my picture's lined up with my navigation. I may need to slide it over a little bit more to match directly up, but it's almost there. And then my words will show up here, and it looks nice and clean and neat, so that's good. And you also you're going to have an audio player here, but we'll talk about that later. So let's go back to the editor, and now let's go to the calendar page. So remember, to edit a page, we have to go to this section that says Page, select the drop-down menu, select the page that we want to edit, and then we go to that page, and now we're on the calendar page. As you see up here, you also see this bar highlighted. And now I can select these items, and my calendar is clear. So to add our calendar, remember, we're going to use Google Calendar, and we'll embed a calendar from Google. This means that you will need to create a Gmail account, and this is the only calendar you'll be able to use, so make sure that you use Google to get your full points. Otherwise you'll get a low grade on this. So make sure you create your Gmail account, and when you do that, you want to go over to that, and once you log in, you should see this apps icon. You want to select that apps icon, Then you want to select calendar, and this will take you into the calendar. Now I like to look at the month view, so I select month. So to create your new calendar, you just want to go by my calendar, select the little drop down, choose create new calendar. And once you create your new calendar, you'll look in this drop down and you would have named it. Just follow the little instructions that you see on the screen. And as I mentioned before, make sure that you only have one item highlighted if you decide to make more than one calendar. And you do that by clicking here and choosing display only this calendar. And that means the changes will only occur on that calendar. Now once your calendar is made, to make entries, all you have to do is select the day that you want to enter the item, and then choose create event, and now that event is there. And you can have multiple events in the same day, so then I can click here again and I can enter another event. And then I can also, if I double click on it, I can go and edit it. So if I wanted the events to look different from each other, I could select a different color. I can also choose some other items here that you don't have to worry about. If you want to change those, you can. But right now we will just focus on that one thing. So then you do save, and now when you come out here, you have one yellow event, one green event, and that just helps a person look at it, distinguish the different events that you have on the page. So now your calendar is set up, you know how to enter events. You should enter events that you get from your placement, and all you have to do is look at the school's calendar and look at the events that'll happen, like any kind of assemblies, concerts, field trips, parent teacher nights, anything on that calendar you should put on this calendar. And then let's go here, click our drop down menu. Now we'll go to the calendar settings so that we can get the code we need to embed the calendar on your website. So we'll scroll down to embed this calendar, and then over here you'll see some code. You can toggle the bottom here to expand it a little bit if you want, but this is the code we need. And let's highlight this, Control C to copy, Command C if you're on a Mac, and then we'll go back to our editor. We'll select add, and then we want to scroll down to the section that says apps, and then we'll choose HTML. And notice you can add some Flash items, so you may find games and stuff like that you can add to your site, but just remember that you can't access Flash content on all devices, meaning iPads, Android devices. You will not be able to access some of that stuff, or at least not easily. So we'll go to HTML, and then you see this appear, and you just need to double click on that. You'll get this settings menu that will allow you to make some changes. So where it says mode, drop down menu, then HTML code, and you get this edit window. You paste your code, Control V on the PC, Command V if you're on the Mac, choose update, and then we can close this window. And now we have a calendar on our page. So let's drag this over, but you notice you can't see the dates. So with our cursor, we can go to the corner, click and drag until our calendar is actually visible. Now on your website, for some reason these dates aren't showing up with different colors, and it could be that Wix is blocking that or something, so you may not be able to do that on this particular page. But now we have our calendar here, and we're all set with the calendar. You notice the date or the name of the class will be here, the default date will be there, so whatever month it is will be right here, and then the day that it is will be highlighted. Anybody looking at this calendar will be able to click these arrows or to click the drop down, and they can look at any month. So if you build your calendar before the school year starts, parents can click through your calendar at any point and see what events are coming up, you know, as far in the future as you've put events into your calendar. Now once you have this made and have it embedded, let's go ahead and save. And then now if you go to your Google site and you make an update to your calendar, it'll automatically happen on your website. So you will never have to really come back to this calendar again unless you're going to delete it and put another one in. But for now, all you have to do is log into your Gmail account and make sure that you are adding events to your calendar. So one more thing I'll say about your calendar. Another thing we want to be sure of is that it's set to public. So we need to go to the top, and right now we're on calendar details, so that if we select share this calendar, you just need to make sure you put a check mark and make this calendar public. This way anybody that has the calendar will be able to see it. Otherwise I won't be able to see your content if it's kept as private. And you want to do save once you make any changes, and now your calendar is ready to go. So back on our website, we've already saved it, so now it's ready to be published. Now once we publish it, it will make it available to anybody with the website address. So let's click publish, and then we'll choose publish. You don't need to change any of those settings. And now the website is published. It gives us the address to our website, and notice that it uses my username plus .wix.com / and then whatever name I gave the website. And this is what you will enter on the form so that I would be able to get to your website. So I'm just going to copy this. I'll click OK here. And you could tweet out your website. You could share it on Facebook. You could send it through mail if you wanted to. You don't have to do any of those things. And now I'll open a browser and I'll paste it. And then I go to the website, and now notice my picture is still showing up here, so that means that I did not set that to only show up on the home page, or at least the calendar anyway. So I need to go back to Wix, and on this page I need to select the calendar, go to settings, take that off. Now it won't show on all pages. Then go to save, publish again, click OK here, close this, and now I go back to my page. Let's refresh, and now it's working. So on my home page I have my picture, I have the text I will type, and also again there will be an audio recording here of your voice, but we haven't done that yet, so we'll talk about that later. And now when I click on calendar, I'll be able to see the calendar, and I'll be able to see your events. I'll be able to click a drop down. I can go through and look at any day. I can look at any month. So if I'm a parent, this will come in handy to be able to see the different events. And again, these colors aren't showing up the way they should. They should be different colors, but it's not quite working. But you don't need to worry about that. As long as you get the calendar embedded and get entries into your calendar, you're doing what you need to do. So for next week, all you need to worry about is getting your Wix account set up, getting your navigation, meaning these 4 pages set up like I did in this video, and then start working on gathering the content for your home page, meaning thinking about what picture you're going to use, thinking about what you're going to write up, and also getting your Gmail set up and creating your calendar. And then try to get these pages complete as you can, and the audio portion I will talk about later. And let me know if you have any questions.